Now, what we're going to do is dive into it. And we're going to have an amazing overview of the ArcGIS platform and what it can do, and then dive into specific areas of the platform. And there's no one actually better to do that than the Director of Software Development at Esri, and that is Sud Menon. Sud? Hey, Sud. Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. It's great to be here talking about the ArcGIS platform with you. What we want to do is give you an overview of the platform so that you have good context going into the rest of the week and for the session this morning. Our world is changing, and so is ArcGIS. Real-time information from sensors, drones, focused mobile 3D applications, the need to configure rather than build deeply wherever possible, the cloud, the Internet of Things. These are a new reality, and ArcGIS is changing too to embrace all of these. Organizations are fully leveraging their information assets. They're harnessing the systems of record that they've invested in deeply and building new systems of engagement whose reach is wide. These systems support users with identity who use applications. They're able to stay connected with information. This information is delivered using services, so it's widely available. We refer to this pattern as WebGIS, right? WebGIS really allows this dissemination of information, and the ArcGIS platform delivers WebGIS. ArcGIS is a platform that you can build on. ArcGIS supports users with identity, and this leads to many things, including roles, sharing, personalization, lots of other capabilities. ArcGIS is built on well-known standards like SAML and OAuth, enabling things like integration with enterprise identity systems, support for social logins, integration with Active Directory. So it really is a platform that you can build your solutions on. ArcGIS abstracts and organizes all types of geospatial data. It works with diverse information sources, including imagery, tabular information from enterprise databases, real-time information, as well as widely available geospatial data. All of this is exposed through the Geo Information Model as items that users and applications can work with. And these are delivered by either RGS Online or ArcGIS for Server. Both of these have a portal that makes these information items available to applications and users. And then the apps, including desktop, as well as the APIs and the SDKs, are all powered by this information. Now, all of this itself rests on a bed of services and data, right? But the applications and the users interact directly with the information. So what I'd like to do now is walk through these different components of the ArcGIS platform. The first is apps. We think of our apps as field apps, office apps, and apps for the public. We've been working on these through the year. For example, when you manage field operations, you might use some field apps together with some office apps to monitor what's going on in the field. So all of these really work well together. In terms of the work that we've been doing, in the past year, we've released a number of new applications, including Workforce, Survey 123, ArcGIS Earth, Drone to Map. We release these applications in beta, and then when they're ready, we incorporate your feedback during that beta process, and when they're ready, we release them in final. This is the path, for example, with Navigator. So we have a full suite of apps, and we're working hard on these, and we have a rich agenda for the coming year, too. Next, I'd like to talk about ArcGIS Desktop. ArcGIS Pro is a key part of ArcGIS Desktop. We just released Pro 1.2, which has enhancements both in the area of Pro as a premium desktop application, as well as an excellent companion to WebGIS. In the latter category, we have enhancements like the ability to create vector tiles, smart mapping, the ability to share your maps and scenes to the platform and author them and create them there, and lots of other features like animations, shared edge editing, making Pro a really complete platform application. And we expect its growth to continue through this year as you adopt it. The next aspect of the platform are our APIs and SDKs and the tools for building applications. We have a range of them at different depths, all the way from configuring to building deeply. And this conference is all about that, and you'll hear a lot more about that the rest of the morning. Moving on to the geospatial infrastructure that powers all of this, we have ArcGIS for Server that allows you to enable and deliver WebGIS in your own infrastructure. ArcGIS for Server is available for you to run in your data center as well as in the cloud in both Azure and Amazon. We worked last year to make sure that the delivery in the cloud includes the full WebGIS so that you can spin up a complete WebGIS instance, including portal, servers, and data stores. 10.4 also has very significant enhancements in areas including resiliency in the context of infrastructure failure, machine failure, system is more resilient, enterprise integration, security, and lots of functional enhancements. RGS Online provides cloud-based GIS hosted by Esri and delivered using a SaaS model. In the March update, we have enhancements to smart mapping, the ability to host vector tiles, and you can create these in Pro and publish them to online, the ability to create configurable 3D applications, and more analysis. We're working very actively on both ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Server, and we have enhancements both in the user experience as well as in collaboration, and also in the core geospatial functionality that's built into these products. As far as the functional capabilities of ArcGIS, they span a very wide swath. We think of them in these categories that are shown here: mapping and visualization, 3D, analysis, real-time, imagery, geocoding and network analysis, and data management, and the core geographic information models. We're doing work in all of these. For example, if I were to pick geocoding, the last year we spent time on taking our world geocoder that runs in ArcGIS Online and making it available to organizations as an appliance that they can run on premises. And the work in doing that benefited both the on-premises software as well as the online software. So there's numerous examples like that across the board. What we'd like to do in this conference is actually focus on mapping and 3D, real-time and analysis, and drill into that and show you what we've been doing. In the area of mapping, we've been doing work on smart mapping, on vector tiles and data visualization, as well as on mobile map packages. And these work across the platform. So we'll show you that. In the area of 3D, we continue to focus on our 3D across the platform initiative, which is powered by the information model using web scenes and 3D layers. Work that we've been doing includes, for example, the ability to publish your 3D information in the new 3D scene service model and carrying along all of the attributes that are part of 3D objects and features, enabling thematic visualization in 3D, as an example. We've also been working on adding KML support to our runtime, and this has been driven by the work on ArcGIS Earth but it's also going to lead to KML in ArcGIS Pro with full support. RealTime is another key area. At 10.4, we've substantially enhanced our real-time infrastructure, increased the ingest rate, substantially increased storage. We've added a new spatiotemporal data store to the system, and that supports archiving observations at high velocity that come in at high velocity, and it also supports high-performance visualization, both of the information in real time as well as historically. I'd like to now next move on to analytics and work that we're doing in ArcGIS 2016 this year that we'll release towards the end of the year. ArcGIS has always been a system for analytics, and ArcGIS has always powered systems of insight and understanding. It's got analysis in many areas, including spatial statistics, geostatistics, 3D analysis, network logistics. What we're doing is looking at all of that and looking at the WebGIS platform. We think that WebGIS can help organizations truly understand and leverage their data, observations, and assets, creating enhanced systems of insight. We're doing this in both the user experience as well as in the functionality. And in the latter, we're really looking at working with big data, harvesting the power of distributed computing. And we refer to that initiative as geoanalytics. In doing this, we're integrating standard data and big data, business data and GIS data, and doing all of this in this integrated way that we think will really enable organizations to tap into their data. So in the area of the user experience, we are working on Insights, which is a new application experience and paradigm for exploring and analyzing data, and you'll see that. In the area of RGS Online and Server and the spatial analysis web user experience that we've already released in the portal web app, we're going to be able to use that to tap into all of this functionality running in the distributed system. We're also working on bringing all of this to Pro so that the layers in your WebGIS are at your fingertips and you can unleash the power of the analysis through the Pro user experience. And we're also working on a new scripting client that we're very excited about that lets you tap into the same capabilities. As far as the capabilities themselves, like I talked about, we call this geoanalytics against big data. And it's parallelized analytics on very large tabular, feature, and raster data. And you will see this morning. As far as our roadmap for this coming year, we just released 10.4 and Pro 1.2 just at the start of the year. Around the user conference, you will have Pro 1.3 with 10.4.1 shortly before that. And towards the end of the year, we'll release 10.5 and Pro 1.4 with these enhancements that I talked about and that you'll see today.